Of discussions about it, so I'm afraid all the mistakes that were made in that building were the responsibility mostly of the headmaster and the staff. We, generally speaking, got what we wanted. But for the 5 years, 1961 to 66, the local authority just wouldn't spend anything on the old building. We had very poor equipment, and we just had to jog along thinking about these wonderful days in the future when we were going out into a nice building at Littleover. Well, eventually that happened in 1966, and well, quite a lot of the people were rather sad to leave the centre of the town. St Helens House had many ways to get in and out. Those who were late knew how to nip in without being seen. Members of staff who wanted to nip out to get a haircut could get out without anyone seeing them. When we came out to Littleover, it was all very open and everyone could see just what was happening. Anyhow, we were there as a grammar school from 66 to 72. We had 6 years just as a grammar school. But towards the end of that time they were building what we call the lower school. It's now, I think, the south building, and that at one time was going to be for Homeland School. We were going to have a boys' comprehensive and a girls' comprehensive on that side. But they kept chopping and changing, and eventually we took over that building, and boys from Dale School came and girls from Hardwick. The plans for the reorganisation were approved on June the 21st, 1971. I'm getting a bit muddled up. No, 1971, and we became a comprehensive school in September 72. So we didn't have very much time to get organised. We weren't used to the idea of having someone in charge of girls' PE, or a remedial department, or 3 deputy heads, and we were very short until Christmas. We jogged along, very hard work, very loyal staff, bit of bad publicity to begin with, but we got over it all, and I think by 1973, 74, we were a very good comprehensive school. We had good academic results, but apart from that we were good at games and all sorts of activities. The one thing that disappeared was the CCF. In 1962 we had a huge sort of parade and great celebrations for the centenary of the CCF. General Sir Oliver Leese came, and we had a glider on Parker's Piece, more or less blew up the railway that went by there, and we had Mr. Bradley, a previous head, and Mr. York, who'd been the head before Mr. Bradley, Duke of Devonshire, all sorts of people came for that occasion in 1962. Up here we had a fairly peaceful existence, and I was happy with the school, although it was so much bigger than the grammar school. I think we got up to about 1,500 people. And we had to learn all about CSE and girls' cookery, girls' PE, metalwork. I don't think I've done much metalwork before. But we did have to come up here. I mean, the school in the centre of Derby was too small, and in fact we used to do geography and woodwork in an annex in Chapel Street. It's now a car park. But we always had to arrange, well, very complicated arrangements of travelling across. Boys left the school in the morning, they had to stay there doing woodwork or geography for most of the morning. I was very interested in maintaining a high academic standard, and we managed to do that. We did have some fantastically good results as a comprehensive school, and I was quite sad to leave in 1979. Everyone was very kind to me. You'll notice I've got a blue spruce here. This was bought with some of the money that was left over when I retired. It had very nice celebration at the Grange Farm at Towton. I also bought this chair. You also presented me with a portable television. Had lots of presents for old boys, parents, members of staff, pupils, and so on. I was very bucked about it all. Perhaps one of the things that made us a little different from other schools was that we had our own chapel and organ. We brought to the chapel furniture from St Helen's House, and the organ we bought a new one from Pressburn. And the music master, Daly Atkinson and Whitehall at Mass, they spent all their spare time renovating this wonderful organ. Of course it's still there, but I don't think we often have many great organists now to perform on it. Anyhow, those are just a few reflections about Derby School. I remember we had a 40 years on march because the school was evacuated during the war to Humber Valley. We had a 40 years on march, and at that there was a little piece in the Derby Evening Telegraph saying that 3 heads were better than 1. We did have 3 heads present. Well, I think we've now got almost 3 ex-heads surviving, but we won't have 4 heads being better than 1. Anyhow, I do wish the very best of luck to all those people who've been to Derby School, the pupils and the staff, and I hope they're going to have a very happy and successful future. Thank you for coming along and remembering me.
Barry said, would I say a few words? So I'm saying a few words just to round off what I hope is a very good tape that he's produced. I thought it was a splendid idea, but I haven't really expected when it was suggested 2 or 3 years ago we had one of these cameras that we'd end up using it to record what Derby School is and was. It's very difficult to summarise that. I've been here 10 years now, and I can safely say that they're the 10 most enjoyable working years of my life. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a happy school. I think it's been a very successful school, and I hope we shall all, those of us that look at this, have happy memories as the result of looking at this video. I don't think there's very much more to say. There are too many things, too many emotions that could be aroused, and I think it's better left unsaid and let the pictures and the comments say it all. So in closing, I think the cameraman needs great thanks from all of us. Thanks very much, Barry. You've done a great job.